Hey guys, it's Amarine, and I'm here for the FTM team. Wait a second. That was exciting. I was just gonna do a video listening to Alex Davis for you guys. Actually, excuse me, since I said that, you guys should know that Alex Davis is an FTM musician who is actually really, really good and kind of up and coming. If you go to www.youtube.com/AlexDavisMusic, that's Alex like you spell Alex, and then Davis like Dave is like Davis. I'm not good at spelling. And music, like you spell music. And that's his username, and he has tons of really great original songs about being an FTM. He actually did a whole album called The Awkward Longing Pre-T, which deals with some really cool feminist and gender perception issues and sexuality and everything like that. So I totally recommend it. And but I don't remember doing videos to it, because then or at least I would just be like grooving the whole time, and then it would be a video. So this week's topic is coming out to extended family and then friends and people like that who are outside of your school or workplace. And I think this is a really good question. Props to whoever posted this, because, not because I have tons to say about it, hopefully, but because it really is different. Like, at school or at work, it's more sort of, there's official things that have to be kind of done and said and everything. So generally, if you're out and people use a certain name instead of pronouns, that's what people do. Like, it's a thing. And I know when I went to school, I was able to tell several of my friends that... Several? No, just one. One or two, maybe. Anyway, I was like, hey, look, this is what's going on, and we're gonna be in a class together, and you need to know, like, you need to use these pronouns and this name, because this is how I am at school, and I really want you to respect that. And they were actually really good, so luckily that was fine. Often the boss will come out for you, or a teacher will, or on the first day, people are just using that name and pronouns because that's what they were told to use, new people, and so people catch on. Or you can say, I'm telling you this because at work or at school this will happen. But when you see, especially extended family, when you see them over, like, long periods, or there's long periods of time you don't see them, it really can be difficult, because a lot of times you're at large, like, dinners, or not always, but you're at dinners or you're at whatever, and especially if your immediate family isn't supportive, then you can't get your mom or your dad or whoever to tell your extended family for you, which is what I would really, personally, like, I'd much rather, especially since I don't see my extended family that often, I'd much rather my mom or somebody tell them that, like, what's going on. Because otherwise I have to find a time when we don't get together super often, and it's usually a bunch of people together, so it's either this big announcement, and you don't want it to really have to be that, because there's really almost never a good time. I guess you could say I really want to sit down and talk to you, or you could write them all a letter, but it's really better to do it in person, I think, and so it's really hard to sit down and talk to them and just be like, alright, so guys, like, we're at dinner, and just be like, so, I've been struggling with gender a long time, or I've always identified as this, or I've figured out that this is how I identify, and can you please use this name and these pronouns, and I may be doing this or that to transition, and blah 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 blah, and then everyone's kind of like, alright, what do we talk about now? And it can get really awkward. So, what happened for me, at least, was that, my mom's side, we see that family maybe once a year, my grandparents maybe a tiny bit, maybe twice a year, roughly. So she told them, we're on relatively good terms with them, and they're kind of conservative, generally, and I don't think they get it yet. But she told them at least that how I felt like I identified. And I don't know, again, how good of a handle she has on it, and she definitely didn't tell them, like, you need to use this name and pronouns now, because she doesn't, and doesn't really feel like doing that, or making the effort, but, she at least let them know what's coming, and, if I really felt close to them, and felt a need to talk to them about it, I guess I would, like, call them up, Or probably what I'd do is, this isn't the best really, but I'd write them a letter. I've heard a lot of times, you know, it's better if you can get your parents on board, one of your parents at least, you know, to write the letter either for you or with you, and say, you know, this is making, and just say, you know, this is making this person a lot happier, they feel a lot more comfortable this way, you know, things are going on, you know, the things are really going well for them, we're really happy that they've, you know, been able to figure this out, and they've, you know, they're getting through kind of the tough time of not knowing how they felt, and, you know, I just kind of make it a really positive thing of, you know, we're really happy about this, because, you know, a lot of times people just aren't very informed or don't have tons of experience with gender and trans issues, and so if you can really set the tone, especially if, you know, you're kind of linked to that extended family, so, you know, the parent that's on that side of your family or whatever, can be on board with your letter, or you can send it from even you and a sibling or your family or whatever, then that can really help. It just helps set the tone and say, this is what's going on. Like, you know, you probably don't want to be like, you know, if you're comfortable, if you could try to use eventually these pronouns, and, you know, I don't know, and, because then they're just going to be like, oh, I guess I should, this is like my decision to make, and is this morally right, and, that can't happen. So, you know, letters are good. I mean, I just, like, I'm gonna have to take a stand on my name. With my with my immediate family, there were issues with me talking to my mom about name type things, and so I think we're kind of past that stage now, and I just need to tell them what name to use. And then my extended family, like, I'm just gonna have to say that. And then it's really hard to correct them because you don't see them that often, you want to get along, you don't want to make a huge issue out of things, or even if you do, it can just be really awkward. So it's tough, but you know, try to correct them, and try to just say, no, it's, you know, it's he now, or, you know, if you can bring a friend or significant other to one of your gatherings, or like if you're all going out bowling or whatever it is you do, like, if you can bring someone who's supportive, and they use all the right pronouns and words and just insist a name and insist on doing that, then that can help sometimes. You know, especially if you've kind of talked to them about it, but maybe they aren't catching on, like name and pronoun wise. And as far as friends, that's also really tough. What I did was I used my haircut as a means of coming out. People would say, you know, why did you get your haircut? But generally I would say, okay, well, you know, this is what's going on, and this is something I've been struggling with a long time, and, you know, this is why I didn't do anything before, and you don't need to justify it like that, but, excuse me. You know, this is pretty much what's going on. I use that, or you could also use, you know, you could also just say, hey, look, you know, can I talk to you about something? And, you know, just try to open up the conversation, especially before you do anything like starting tea or anything like that. You mainly want people to know that you trust them and you care about them, and that's why you want them involved in this part in their life, because, you know, that makes them feel good, and, you know, you're telling the truth, hopefully, and, it's a really good way to kind of introduce it. Happy New Year's Eve day, guys. Happy New Year's Eve. You know, it's actually really, really nice outside. It's like fucking, I don't know, 60 degrees or something. It's ridiculous here. I don't live in the South at all, but I don't even know what's going on. Weather's been pretty wacky this winter and fall. So yeah, I hope you guys have had a really awesome 2011, and all the best for 2012. And I'll catch you in the new year. Oh, also, a lot of fun stuff has happened to me again in the last, like, week or so. Stuff about testosterone, and me starting tea, and New Year's stuff, and things of that nature. So, if you want to catch up on that, go to my personal channel, which I'll put in the box down below. Alright, cheers. Bye.